Is this the perfect wheel for any Thrustmaster Gran Turismo player? I kind of think it's the perfect present. It's not the perfect wheel. There's some mistakes I think Thrustmaster made with this wheel, but I do think it is the best thing you can buy any Thrustmaster user on a T598 who's playing Gran Turismo that maybe deserves a little present. It's really good that Thrustmaster have brought this out. It's £199 in the UK. I think it's $299. For comparison, the Logitech hub and rim systems are about £170, £180 maybe with my discount code. It fluctuates. The CSL GT3 wheel is about £200 as well. So this is in that ballpark, and you're getting a lot more functionality, in my opinion, than what those wheels offer. This is a really good deal, especially in the UK by Thrustmaster, I think. In the US, $299, it's got more competition, but still I think it's a great present. So let me go through it and let you know what I like and what I don't like. So first of all, we got a ton of buttons. We got the face buttons on PlayStation, which is great. You don't get that on Thrustmaster's hub system. You don't get that on the Fanatec, which has Xbox buttons. You do get it on the Logitech if you buy the one that comes bundled with the PlayStation version. But it's great that you can get it out of the box and a PlayStation button. It's also got a D-pad. It's got L2, R2, remember L3 and R3 on the Thrustmaster base. It's got a select button and a share button, and it's also got the PlayStation button here. So we're covered on PlayStation, which is great. Then we have these nice 4 rotaries here, which feel nice. They feel kind of premium. They look kind of premium. They probably look more premium than the ones on the Thrustmaster rim, which is great. So I like that. And then you also, and they've got some pretty cool functionality in Gran Turismo 7. You've also got these 2 joysticks. Joysticks! Yes, this one actually moves the mouse in Gran Turismo 7. So in the mouse normally used to like snapping it between the menus. This just treats it as a mouse. And also, it can move the camera in-game smoothly. So you can pan around. It's quite hard to do, but if you're very skilled, you could probably come up with some cool cinematics. And also, oh my god, I'm just giving out all the bonus tips today. You can map this in Gran Turismo 7 to throttle and brake on one axis. So technically it means it's possible to drive in Gran Turismo 7 just using this wheel, no pedals. Maybe if you have accessibility issues, that could be helpful. However, I would say it's not like the Fanatec where you use the clutch paddles where you can kind of use them all the way around the rotation. Here it's very difficult to use the throttle and brake. Trust me, I tried it. I'm not very good at it when you're going around the rotation. And we'll get onto rotation in just a second. But that's cool. This feels nice and premium. I like that. And also the rotaries, you can change stuff like your brake bias and your TC without having to go to it in the MFD. So it kind of shortcuts it for you. So a little bit of a performance advantage as well. Now, the shifters, let down. Not the nicest shifters. I don't even think they're magnetic. Happy to be proven wrong, but I don't think they're magnetic, which is a shame. That is a real letdown. Maybe Thrustmaster had to kind of like cut corners somewhere. I think this is pretty much the same rim as you get on the TGT and TGT2, but they're quite expensive bundles, and also they're based on older technology. They're not direct drive, so it's great that Thrustmaster have released it standalone. I don't know how Fanatec feel about this, given Fanatec, I thought, exclusively sponsor Gran Turismo, unless I got it wrong, because this is just like a much cheaper and better, well, I don't know about better, it's a much cheaper Gran Turismo wheel than anything Fanatec do, with that massive big logo on it as well. Now, when it comes to the rotation, like I mentioned, the first thing you feel when you put this on your rig and you go driving is actually not the rotaries or the joysticks and like that. The first thing you feel, in my opinion, is how like go-kart like it is with its smaller diameter. This is not a big wheel, this is a small wheel. And it has a couple of pros and maybe one con that you need to know about. By the way, if you find this video helpful, please do subscribe. Make sure if you buy anything from thrustmaster.com, use my creator code. It'll be in the description, but I think it's Kireth discount. Sometimes give you a discount, sometimes it won't. It probably won't give you a discount on this, but it does help me out if you do use it. So the pros are, it's a really good aggressive wheel. If you're in Gran Turismo, particularly if you're driving, let's say offline, you can be so aggressive with this wheel. You can go lock to lock really easily. You can dive out, like, and overtake someone last minute. It just feels good to be aggressive in this wheel. It's not like a bigger wheel where you kind of have to telegraph your moves in advance. This one you can be super instinctive. I really do mean that. It's got that vibe to it. Also, because the T598 only has 5 Newton meters with their overshoot, this doesn't overpower the T598, or it doesn't. The T598 is not struggling to get this wheel to work. It keeps the force feedback nice and punchy. It's a really good diameter for the T598. Now, the downside here is that I don't think you have as much control as other rims mid-corner. Because it's such a responsive wheel, it's not one where you can mid-corner kind of like easily make those minor adjustments. So worth bearing in mind, if you're an aggressive driver, you're probably going to like this more than if you're like a super smooth driver. I hope that makes sense. In terms of the build quality, I really like the pleather around here. It feels good. I love the fact it's got this little blue accent because the T598 bundled rim has the red. So the little stitched blue here is a really nice touch. It's basically better than the T598 bundled rim in every possible way. I'm not a massive fan of this metallic thing. I think it's plastic of some sort because it does look like spray painted plastic. I think on camera it probably looks better. I also noticed that the center of gravity of this wheel is really very much to the bottom actually, and I'm paying a lot more attention to center of gravity of wheels because I do think it affects my consistency. And I think with the way that it comes down here, the center of gravity is quite low, which is interesting. So it kind of pivots here. In the same way, by the way, the center of gravity on the SF1000 is all at the top. The SF1000 wants to tip in really quickly, and it takes a bit more effort to kind of get it back to center. I know we're on direct drive wheelbases, but to cut a long story short, that's kind of how it feels. This one's a little bit different. It kind of like wants to come back to center, which again I think contributes to that like snappiness of it. So it's really interesting. I'm not sure many people are talking about like balance on wheels. We're saying that the QR comes pre-assembled on this, which is really nice. So if you're thinking Christmas present, the box looks fantastic. Got the PlayStation logos. You unbox it, goes straight on the rig, like straight on a T598. No having to attach a quick release or bolt together a rim and a hub. I think it's a really giftable present. I think it's a wheel that's going to look good on the shelf as well. If you decide to upgrade or leave Thrustmaster, I think this is a wheel that you're going to like just as a memento of your time in Gran Turismo 7. I really like what Thrustmaster have done here. For $299, there's more competition. I think I recommend it more over the hub system, which is this is basically the same as this in terms of pricing, and it does have better shifters. But I recommend for Gran Turismo players, I recommend this more. Like, you just look at it. It's got the PlayStation face buttons. It's got Gran Turismo. Imagine this sat on your rig and you come home from work and you're walking over to the PlayStation. You know what you're going to do. You're going to go on Gran Turismo. It just kind of makes sense. I really like the style of this rim. There's something about this that's maybe a bit greater than some of its parts. And the parts aren't bad. There's some kind of bad bits, but it's not bad. In my opinion, when you connect this to the T598 and you're using their load cell, very apparently to me, the weak point of the system feels like the quick release, to me anyway. So it's not the base, it's not the rim, it's not the pedals, it's actually the quick release. Remember when the bundle came out, I said that the pedals were the obvious weak spot. They've kind of like, upgraded that with the load cell. Then to me, it felt like the bundled rim was now the weak spot. Well, we've got the GT wheel. And with all that upgraded, it feels like the quick release is the last bit, but I don't know how they're going to do that. They might get to Fanatec like complications there with the, it's got the collar system, so it doesn't seem that easy to upgrade. I just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, I really like this wheel. I think in the UK for $199, I don't for sure to say this, but I feel like they could have sold this for more in the UK. I feel like this would not look out of place at £250. So for $199, I certainly don't feel like it's overcharged, which is a nice surprise in sim racing. And to be fair, Fanatec have their CSL wheel they do. The Logitech stuff is not overpriced. The T598 bundle I've seen for 360 is not overpriced. So this continues like good value stuff in sim racing. So I really hope you found this video helpful. Remember to use my affiliate links and codes and discounts if they're available for you to help yourself out and help me out. Really helps me out, by the way, mate, so I can pay for the studio. And I'll see you in the next one.